Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. We're holding off nice support, guys. This coming from Cowboy Crypto. XRP, nice hold off support. Check out this chart. If you take a look at this, I think it's very, very obvious that the $3 mark is now providing new support for XRP. As you guys can see, it is now bouncing off former resistance from earlier this month, guys. I've got the XRP chart up here on the hourly, and you guys can see here $3. We did wick down yesterday, down in that area yesterday. If you guys were watching this video on the day that I'm releasing it, was Thursday, July the 24th. I know a lot of you guys were wondering what the heck is going on for XRP price. I talked about it a little more yesterday. If you guys didn't catch the video I did on that, I'll link it up here. But check this out. Today we're printing some new candlesticks on the chart that is demonstrating a clearer picture, I think, of what is happening now. So former resistance, guys, from back on July the 14th, we've got former support. This was from July the 16th, okay, bouncing off that support. That is when we saw that new all-time high. We came down, right? We were just kind of trending in and around here, trying to make a new high. Of course, could not get up, and now we are back testing those levels. So what we are seeing now, par for the course. Again, the 1 hour chart, guys, this is what we're seeing for XRP. And we're trying to stay above now this $3 level for 1 XRP. The other thing I did notice yesterday, and I was thinking this was going to be the key that we needed to get up above. We are not there yet, but that would have been the inverted head and shoulders. And unfortunately, price did get rejected up here. So we are still now trying to get up above that $3.24 mark, give or take. It's okay though. I mean, 16% rejection to the downside. That is nothing compared to what we've seen on numerous occasions for cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin moving up throughout the last several months. Overall, we're still in very good shape for XRP. Last 2 days, even though 3 days ago, the 23rd of July, was a very significant down day. The last 2 days, guys, as you guys can see, yesterday's negative selling pressure was not as much as the day before that. But comparatively, look at that candlestick, long wicks, long tail, short body, same with today. So hopefully these are signs that we are going to see the trend reverse very soon. Let's bring up Bitcoin. Bitcoin has seen better days, although Bitcoin is still trending. A lot of sell-off for Bitcoin, but, not a heck of a lot of price movement when you compare what we've seen in the past 30% corrections. And now Bitcoin is rebounding. You guys can see on the 1 hour chart, Bitcoin is rebounding significantly. One Bitcoin is now going for a price of $116,000 per coin. So rebounding up, guys. We still have to get up above $123,000 for Bitcoin. That is a key level. I guess the important part is that these levels are holding. XRP has risen to a high of $3.26 today. This courtesy of sentiment, looking to bounce back to its 3-year high of $3.64, which it made last week. Crypto's number 3 market cap asset is 33% up against Bitcoin's price. Network growth is always maintaining high levels. So the network growth is, another metric here that I think is important to note. XRP peaked at 11,058 new wallets created on July the 17th, but still maintaining over 7,500 per day. So that is an important metric, even though now we are seeing this downtrend. It is related to Bitcoin. That also should just remind us that we are still trading in a spec market, but that could change at any minute, guys. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I've rolled back prices, only $5 a month if you subscribe and stay subscribed. Lock in now. This is where I'm talking about the $15,000 plus portfolio, plus all my legacy cryptos, including XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, and many others. I'm going to be holding a live Q&A session this Sunday, so come check it out, patreon.com/workingmoneychannel for more information. Fear and greed has receded a little bit. We're back at 66, so we're still in the greed category, but not nearly as much as we were seeing earlier this week. Market's down only by a little bit, though, 0.26%. CMC 100 down by just over 0.5%. And altcoin season has dialed it back a little bit, 43 out of 100. You guys can see on the chart, we are seeing a little bit of green, but a little bit of red as well. So unfortunately, we're back to these indecisive days. But we're getting there, guys. CryptoCon posting this. No Bitcoin cycle top cross on the NUPL. And while the space is small between here and there, a lot can happen in that time. So the NUPL was one of the only metrics to correctly pick out both November 2021 as the cycle top and November of 2022 as the cycle bottom. This is a cornerstone metric. So we're getting up there. We're not quite as high as we've seen in previous cycles, but we're getting there. And hopefully this will correctly help us identify that cycle top once we do see it. Guys, we're getting very close to that steady increase since December of 2022, looking very promising. I mean, even comparing it to, well, maybe not comparing it to 15 to 2017, but comparing that to the cycle of 2018 to 2021, a very consistent move to the upside for Bitcoin. Of course, this does also translate to the altcoin market, but there are only going to be certain cryptocurrencies, I think, that people are going to get really excited about. Retail is really getting excited about XRP for this bull run, and I have a feeling it's because, well, the SEC lawsuit is done, but now XRP retail holders could soon earn 20% yield on their tokens. This courtesy of Michael Branch. This article from CoinDesk. The platform routes XRP deposits into smart contract vaults that automatically deploy capital across vetted DeFi strategies, all while maintaining user-controlled access and withdrawals. So check this out, guys. DeFi protocol More Markets has launched a new XRP Earn account, giving retail investors access to yield strategies long reserved for institutions and unlocking what it claims is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity in idle XRP. So your XRP stays idle and you can earn yield off of it. Okay, the product allows XRP holders to earn yield through curated DeFi strategies while retaining self-custody, a first for a token ecosystem that otherwise lacks native staking or yield infrastructure. Somebody was asking me about earning yield on their XRP, and guys, we're going to see more options like this coming out. XRP, among the largest tokens by market cap, has been absent from the on-chain yield economy and has fueled growth in Ethereum and Solana-based products. And here's a quote: "We want to bring the comfort of fintech and merge it with the yield potential of DeFi." This coming from Alton Tutar, the CEO and co-founder of More Markets. He continues by saying, "For too long, high-yield strategies generating annual returns of 20% or more have been exclusive to hedge funds and institutions, while everyday investors have been stuck with sub 2% yields. So the platform routes XRP deposits into smart contract vaults that automatically deploy capital across vetted DeFi strategies, all while maintaining user-controlled access and withdrawals." The company is looking towards the future as well. Their roadmap includes expanding the Earn account model to other digital assets and real-world yield strategies such as tokenized treasuries or private credit pools, as part of its broader vision of creating a global liquidity marketplace accessible to both retail and institutional investors. So up to 20%. I know that sounds very, very tempting. I'm still of the opinion that you guys should be very careful at this stage in the bull run and not to lock up your XRP or whatever cryptocurrency it is. Again, that's just my opinion. I would never lock my, at this stage in the bull run, I'm not locking up any cryptocurrency to earn yield on it. But you guys can find out exactly what I'm going to be doing over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. Anyway, wanted to thank Michael for posting that. Happened to see this from Chad Steingraber as well. Okay, Anchorage and Athena Labs have now partnered on a Genius Act approved stablecoin. Now, need I remind you, Anchorage is an institutional custodian of XRP. And here's what's happening. The launch will be the first to leverage Anchorage Digital's stablecoin issuance platform, a turnkey solution for institutions to launch and distribute fully regulated digital dollars. Anchorage Digital's decision to partner with Athena, a project focused on developing secure, compliant-driven rails and products that provide institutional investors with access to the unique advantages of digital assets, marks a significant step forward in aligning innovation with regulations in the U.S. financial system. So this is based on the fact that now we do have clarity with the Genius Act. A lot of these companies are coming out and saying, okay, what can we do now? How can we make money? There are new rules of the road. And so how do we leverage this to make more money? What are, new products we can put out for our clients? Where is there a need? Where is the problem? And how can we fill that? So Anchorage here now partnering up with Athena Labs to launch a digital first Genius compliant federal regulated stablecoin. Interesting news there. I wanted to thank Chad Steingraber for pointing that out. So, in terms of seeing more companies now deciding they're going to bring cryptocurrency to the forefront. Check this out from Bank Social. We're excited to bring XRP directly to credit union members, now available for purchase and sale right within their direct-to-member app powered by Bank Social. And here, let me just play this, guys. This is just a demo. Rethink what's possible. This is powered by Bank Social. You guys can see your digital assets being added here. You can buy cryptocurrencies. You can buy XRP. And you can send $5 worth of XRP, which is about 1.04 XRP, Order completed. You can go back to the dashboard. And so here you go. More options for you guys to use XRP in a real world setting. And this just bolsters the bottom line for the XRP ledger, guys, and companies like Airwallix that have been using it for years now. Airwallix's Israel payment license has now gained approval. So they just secured a payment license in Israel. And this is a major milestone in the company's global growth. Airwallix is one of the first international companies to get a license in Israel. So another milestone for another Ripple partner, guys. Now it can fully offer its fintech suite of services, the multi-currency accounts, cross-border payments, and more to businesses in Israel that want to grow their business around the world. With this license, Airwallix is now fully authorized to offer its full suite of global payment solutions directly to business in Israel. This includes multi-currency accounts, fast cross-border payments, card issuing and expense management, and power-embedded financial capabilities, all built to simplify and accelerate international growth for Israeli companies. So it sounds like this is a business-to-business B2B service. The newly granted license enables Airwallix to provide local and international business with Israel with direct, uninterrupted access to its full suite of global solutions, payment solutions. And so they list those out there. Of course, some of that includes cross-border payments. And here's a quote, guys. Securing this license is a significant achievement for Airwallix and a vote of confidence in our commitment to building a robust and compliant global payments and financial platform. That's coming from the chief revenue officer over there at Airwallix. Israel is a home to a thriving tech and startup ecosystem, and we're excited to empower these businesses with the financial tools they need to scale globally. This license lays a strong regulatory foundation for continued expansion across the Middle East and Europe. So it's looking as though Airwallix is conquering one region at a time. In this case, we're seeing it expanding into the Middle East, but specifically into Israel. So great news there coming from Airwallix. Guys, I also happen to see this. XRP Salty Boys mad when I say if you don't have enough stacked, you finished. Do you guys feel like you have enough XRP?
And I will tell you right here, right now, that if you have not stacked your XRP, your XLM, and your HBAR, you are about to get left in the dust. And why do I know this? Because I'm tied to the financial systems, the actual private central banking systems going forward. This was our tasking. This was our job. We've been at this program for decades, not a couple of months, not a couple of years. It's been in the works for decades. Let that number sink in. Decades. This was the only way that we could free everybody from the system. Sometimes there has to be a bad guy that's painted up front.
So that was just a little clip. I'm trying to figure out this gentleman's name. Unfortunately, I do not have it here, although Aiden Rafia was saying that Grok was saying that this is Arthur Brito. It is not Arthur Brito. I can even though I don't know who this is, I'm pretty sure it's not Arthur Brito. But anyway, I think the message should be resonating with XRP holders, especially at this point in time. We've seen XRP now dip. Is it time for you to buy the dip? I mean, it's down 12%, even just from a few days ago. Me personally, I currently have enough XRP and I'm happy with that. It could be an opportunity though for some of you guys to accumulate more, whether it's XRP or other altcoins. I don't know what your plan is. Nevertheless, wanted to thank King Valix for posting that. Now, Diana, guys, posting this, breaking, the SEC just pulled a yes but no on Bitwise's crypto ETF. So we've been following this since the other day. They approved the first ever multi-crypto ETF in history, then immediately froze it. This is from July 22nd. So a couple of days ago now, a few days ago now. I guess we don't have any more updated information on this, unfortunately. Just to reiterate, though, the 10 ETFs included Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Solana, ADA, Suicoin, Link, AVAX, Litecoin, and DOT. Over $1.68 billion in assets. Okay, and it was supposed to launch soon. The SEC said yes and then suddenly no. On July the 22nd, the SEC approved the ETF conversion, but then hours later, they pulled the emergency brake. We're pausing the approval for a while till we review it. Why the hesitation? Because the ETF just isn't Bitcoin and Ethereum, and I have a feeling that some of these cryptocurrencies they still need to go over. It includes coins like XRP and Solana, which don't have their own standalone ETFs yet. The SEC still doesn't have clear rules for these tokens, and didn't Grayscale already go through this? I think they did. I feel like at this point, because we have clarity for XRP, you can at least allow some of these XRP ETFs to go through. So it would be the first US listed multi-asset crypto ETF, and maybe that's what's causing the holdup. XRP would have been included, easier access for everyday investors, major credibility boosts for some of these altcoins. But guys, here we are, and we are still waiting. But, as soon as I get some news, of course, I'm going to share it with you guys. Wanted to thank Diana for posting that. Speaking of ETFs, though, I'll bet anything that the XRP ETF smashes all records compared to Solana's ETF. Now, here are a few guys in the space. Kyle Chase, James Seifert, and Matt Hugan. They're all discussing the prospects of an XRP ETF versus the Solana ETF. Listen to this.
If you had a Solana and XRP approval, both of them on the same day, which one would get more flows?
Oh, great question. James, you go first.
No. So, okay. I will say this: we had a kind of a situation like this where we had futures Solana ETFs and leverage futures or derivatives based ETFs that have exposure to Solana launch before the XRP versions, and the XRP versions have got more assets and flows than the Solana version. So, but that said, like, the derivatives based products are nowhere near as high in the list of demand for investors as the spot products would be. We do have a pseudo spot product from Rex Osprey that went through a whole bunch of loopholes and end arounds to try and get exposure to spot Solana with staking. That's also done very well. I think in the near term I would bet on XRP, but over the long term I'd probably bet on Sol getting more assets on that side of things, just because, like you kind of mentioned, like anyone I know who doesn't really know this space at all, like, couldn't tell you how a blockchain works. They like XRP. They think it's going to be the back-end settlement system for all banks. So yeah, I think there's just a lot of retail out there. If you go on TikTok or any of these other things in social media platforms, they're talking about XRP and Ripple more so than pretty much anything else. So they have like a really good ground game. Go on Reddit. It's the same thing. Like the ground game is unreal. So yeah, I guess I would say that, but I don't know. You're completely guessing at that point. But from an institutional point of view, from my experience in talking to people in this space and people just tangentially interested in what's going on, there seems to be a lot more serious people looking at Solana. That's not to say there's no serious people looking at Ripple or XRP, but definitely leans Solana or Ethereum from my point of view.
Yeah, I actually agree. I think XRP would do better out of the gate. I think the average opinion of Solana is better than it is for XRP across crypto investors, but that's not who buys the ETF on day one.
Exactly.
It's the passion, right? And so I went to an XRP conference in Vegas on a Saturday. There were 1,200 people in the room. Every seat was taken. That's crazy. Try to get that in a TradFi conference. No one's going on a Saturday. There is an army of people who are really passionate about XRP, and I think it would do exceptionally well out of the gate. It doesn't matter, again, that 90% of people hate it. What matters is 10% of people love it. That's what drives the flows on those initial days. And I think it would do well. If Solana is ripping, I think Solana is facing somewhat of a narrative transition that it's going through. And so depending on when it launched and where it is in that transition, I think that would matter a lot. If Solana is ripping, it would do well. But my base case out of the gate would be XRP, at least for the first few months.
Guys, the XRP army is strong, and we demonstrate it by getting out there, investing in what we believe in. As you heard it here from Matt Hugan and James Seifert, it is about the ground game for Ripple and XRP. And guys, we're here. The XRP army, the XRP community has been here, and we have not wavered. Guys, for more information on what I'm going to be doing for this particular bull run, again, you can follow me at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel, where I've rolled back prices $5 a month, guys, so lock into old school prices. But you got to subscribe and stay subscribed. Check out my detailed plan over there at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. I also have the Working Money Channel merch store. I know some of you guys were looking for some specific items, and I don't know, maybe I can create some more Working Money Channel merch. I know some of these are obviously more popular than others. The astronaut tee, I think, is a fan favorite there. Guys, we're about to send it. Let's go, fam. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.